Hey folks, it's Monday and I'm back. I won't leave it for too long. It's the 21st of November. Cheers. Thanksgiving week for Americans. As I said, I don't, always want to make a video, and when I don't want to, I don't. What brings me back today is I got some things to review. I won't review them all today, but I got some stuff in. It's been a while. And I want to thank Fourth Dimension and Richard Johnson for continuing to keep me on his mailing list. I will talk about one of the releases. I got two from Fourth Dimension, a new Kleist War, and this thing called Final. I'll talk about this. Final, I am the dirt under your fingernails. Fourth Dimension is a label that definitely is working with material that is not geared for the mainstream at all. They do a lot of stuff that is drone, ambient, noise-based, avant-garde. So my first couple listens of much of this is that this is drone. It's claustrophobic. To me, it feels claustrophobic. Final seems to be a fitting name for this project. The graphics, which are, it's barely anything is there. It's like the end of the world. It's like the sound of the end of the world to me. That's how I would describe these drones on here. Claustrophobic. They build and they grow and they envelop you. It's good work. But that's the feeling that I get from this. It's the end of the world. And for some people it is. Excuse me. Cheers. I'll get back to the Kleist War because I have my initial... It's like I have to come back to it so I don't discount it. I also got a package from Brian Day, who runs the public eyesore label. I won't review all of those in this one. I want to focus on one in particular. I might do two. But he sent me a package of some of his latest work, which is not all specifically on public eyesore. And this is the one that I like the most in the package. Collision Stories, Avant l'Obscurité. This is a group that Brian is a part of with these other fellas, put out by Charnel Music out of San Francisco. Oh boy, do I like this. This is sound work. I like the way that they describe it themselves, that they're using many different sources to create this sound world. Electronics, built objects, built instruments. That's what Brian is known for. He builds instruments. Just come back from India doing workshops, teaching instrument building in India, of all things. A very interesting man. He lived here in Omaha for a while, and we improvised and made some recordings together and performed together. Interesting man. Good person. But I love this, and I would say that if you like the history of the music of Faust, this is up your alley. Don't sound like Faust. What I really like about this is that I know Brian Day's work so well that I can oftentimes pick out what he's doing. I can't on this, and that's good. And they even say that on their website about this work, that they themselves will get caught up in the tapestry of what's happening and will even forget I don't even remember what I did. I just listened to what we did. This is a limited edition, only 100 copies, so it's a document. That's another thing I think is cool about this sort of work, is like a big part of improvising and working with sound is the act itself, the doing of it, and being immersed in it as it's happening. It can be really wonderful. It can also be a challenge and sometimes just a grind because things aren't coming together. So in many ways, this is a documentation of their event, as opposed to like, well, we want to sell them a bunch of records. This is a special, a document. I'm honored that I am on their mailing list and get a copy of this. Only 100 copies of this. This is really good. So if nothing else today, of the stuff that I've gotten from the two labels this last week, this is my favorite. I've listened to this all the way through twice already. It's that good to me. I like it a lot. Collision Stories. Well done, Brian. Kudos to you, my friend. He sent me two other items. I will mention one because it's on vinyl. And, oh darn it, I'm going to come back to this because I'll talk about this, but I want to talk about some of their other stuff. I have more music by these guys. Illusion of Safety and Zev. I'll get back to this. Thank you, Brian, for sending that stuff to me. Okay. The other thing that I can share is that I got in the mail the other album I bought on Bandcamp Friday this month. Found out about this band, I don't remember how, but I really liked them, but never seen any records in Omaha. Car Bomb. This is their album Mordial, their latest. It's considered math rock, I guess. I just think this stuff is really rather amazing. The drumming, the sound that they get on the guitars. Half the time it doesn't sound like guitars. There'll be like these sheets of sound and things that almost sound like strings from outer space. The screaming vocals I can live with. But to my ears, it's not necessary. And I have no idea what's being said or screamed. And with that said, I don't care. It's this music. Car Bomb. Real good. Really powerful. Interesting drumming. There is a there's a Meshuggah. That's another band to mention. Hadn't played this in a while. I don't know if you'll see, if you happen to see this, Jacques Malinsky. Thank you for sending me an original of this Artcane Odyssey. This is really good. Just about on the level of being an undiscovered classic of progressive rock music from France. This really is quite good, actually. Odyssey by Artcane. Really enjoyed this. A whole thing. Played the whole. That's the other thing. I can like a record just for one song, but when the work pulls you in and you find yourself listening to everything, there you go. You know. A new release is coming out through Jerry King. He's kind of headed it up. I should be receiving my copy this week. Zaz, music from the 23rd century. I'm excited to be a part of it. Some other records sitting out that got played. Isotope with Gary Boyle, and this one was Hugh Hopper from Soft Machine on bass. Illusion. Good stuff. Real good stuff. Gary Boyle, underrated guitarist. Posted this online and got some good interaction with folks, including a fellow who blogs who just saw Gary Boyle play live and interviewed him. I love that. Something else I played yesterday. Just one album, but really, really excellent. Don Cherry live in Stockholm. Maybe he had a birthday recently. You know, he's been gone for a while, but there was some chatter about him a few days ago, and it just prompted me to play some. This is just wonderful. It's just, everyone is working together, and it's like they create a sound and an environment where, as I listen to it, it's like, man, I wish I could have been there. It's like you want to be in the room with these people. Very cool. Something out of my past. Just decided to just play it. I was pulling things and looking and say, okay, I never played these. Play this. From 1970, computer music by these three different composers, J.K. Randall, Barry Vercoe, and Charles Dodge. This is kind of what I was talking about, that type of electronic music where people were experimenting and exploring and learning about electronic music. And that's what these pieces sound like. They do. I actually ended up listening to almost the entire thing. It's pretty good. The Charles Dodge piece was the hardest one to get through. Pretty good listening, though. Did I feel a sense of date or time has passed? Yeah. Yeah, it's part of the past. It is. That's what I have to show. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, family. Hey, friends. Thanks, DJ Trish. That was nice of you to check in on me. But if you follow me on social media, my presence is there every day, even if I don't make a video. If you follow me, I'm on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Those three, I tend to post something fairly regularly, interacting with people, So, but thanks, Trish. That was nice of you. Okay, I'm just going to stop right there and talk to you later.